Hi, everybody. My name is John Fisher. Welcome to accreditedinvestors.net. Let's talk about accredited investors. What is an accredited investor? An accredited investor is somebody that makes $200,000 a year for the last 2 years, $300,000 combined, has $1 million net worth, not including his home, has experience in managing his personal portfolio. We take it a step further. We make sure these people have $25,000 to $50,000. These people are vetted by a broker dealer. So when the guy buys the lead from me, he'll call the guy up and he'll ask him, is he accredited? He'll ask him, hey, is $25,000 to $50,000 a comfortable entry level? He'll mail him a private placement memorandum. So unlike my competitors, if you want to call them that, investorleads.com, they sell you Info USA modeled information, never been vetted, never been spoken by anybody. It's a guess, 60% accuracy. Maybe they invest in this and maybe they invest in that, and you may not need a SAN number. I mean, it's just craziness. What we give you is what you need, and that is a vetted person, somebody that absolutely has spoken to a broker dealer. The guy's looking to make a 10% commission. He's not going to mail a private placement memorandum to somebody that's not real, that's not qualified. How's it going to look if he sends out 40 private placement memorandums and he doesn't close anybody, and then the manager the next month says, what's up? The manager's going to say, you're sending out what we call wallpaper. Wallpaper means people that are not qualified. So, when we go ahead and get a hold of that lead, that guy has already gone through the ringer, he's been qualified and so on. So you may say to yourself, John, if what you're doing is buying, trading the actual sheets of paper that these brokers produce when they call people up, vet them to be accredited, look to handle the objection and so on. If they said no to that guy, why would I want to buy a name like that? So the answer to the question is, old school, 20% of the brokers used to write 80% of the business. I'm adjusting that. Me personally, how about some artificial intelligence? How about some Johnny intelligence? I think we're down to 10% of the brokers are writing 90% of the business. So you have a lot of people out there that are putting out good paper. They're qualifying people. But when it comes to the art of the close, they're afraid they're not able to get this guy to send the money. And that's what makes it so great. Because you know what? It takes about 50 to 100 leads for you to get a guy that you talk to, and when you hang up the phone, you say, man, I think this guy's my next deal. Now, when you get 50 of those guys, you buy those guys from me, 50 of them, you have a shot at closing 2 or 3 of them. Where if you buy stuff like investorleads.com or Info USA or Lead Genie or whatever, all it is phone book, name, address, and phone number, model information, zip +4 average of their income, age, and their home value. And it's caca. I mean, that stuff doesn't work. You want to break somebody's heart, give that to your salesman, see how long that lasts. I mean, come on, guys. We've been doing this for over 32 years, and I happen to be a broker. I was a commodity broker. I've done plenty of investments in the past before. We started out talking, I don't want to sound like an old fart, but you know what? When I was a commodity broker, they gave us the yellow pages. That's how we started out, was the yellow pages. And those people were qualified. I mean, depending on what I went after, one day I'd go after engineers. If I went to see the vet for my dog, I talked to veterinarians, or, whatever the story be, whatever it is. If I had just purchased a gun or just got my concealed weapon license or whatever, I called some guy who owns a gun shop. If the guy was in the Army, I was in the Army for 6 years. I find common ground with that guy. So the art of the sales has really gone away. It's so tough. I'm a one-man operation. I can't find people that know how to sell the way I do, and you guys have the same thing, the same hard time. So I got a little bit off track, but I just want you to know something. When I sell you a product, that's as close as you're going to come to the guy being qualified. You're going to have to requalify him, and just remember one thing that's super, super important. They never buy the deal. They buy you. So if you're not closing people, that's your fault. It's never been the steak. It's always been the sizzle. And that's what this thing's all about. So if you're thinking you're going to buy a list and, I'm so glad you called, my checkbook's open, how much do you need? That's not happening. You have to work, and you have to understand that this business the art of the sale has really deteriorated. It's old school and it's not being very well preserved. And the new people right now are terrible, terrible. So unfortunately, the problem with my business is my leads are as good as the people that call them. And that's not a cop out. I mean, I have customers that never complain because you know what? They're old school. They understand the game. It's a numbers game, and all they do is they call up and they order and they order and they order. Once in a blue moon, I may buy something that's hammered to death, and then they'll say, John, I usually don't complain, but I got to tell you, buddy, there's one particular list that feels like they've gotten a lot of phone calls. Hey, I'll replace them right away, no problem. Because I don't call people up when I buy a list. I don't know what I have until I sell it to a customer. And my customers understand that. They want to be first at bat. They don't want to have a list that I sold 2 or 3 or 4 times. So there's a pleasure to get something for the first time. And yet they have disconnected numbers, and it's a whole different animal. But, that's the way to go. You want to be first at bat whenever I buy a list while there's meat left on that bone. So getting back to Accredited Investors, that's what we sell. We've been doing it for 32 years. We have an A+ rating. And by the way, if you call or you look up the BBB, you will see salesleads.tv. Many of my competitors don't even show up. They don't even show up on the BBB. Any questions, call me, John Fisher, 561-239-0364. Have a beautiful day and God bless.